I've worked with businesses that have an incredible employee experience, and I've seen firsthand how small details can make a huge difference. When employees feel valued and supported, engagement goes up, productivity improves, and employee turnover goes down. But not every company gets this right. Some attract the best employees and keep them happy for years, but others struggle with high employee turnover, bad reviews, and disengaged teams. And the difference isn't just their salary or benefits, it's the day-to-day experience employees have at work. But the good news is, employers don't need a massive budget to fix this. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 simple, high-impact ways companies can improve the employee experience. We'll cover the key areas that matter most, and by the end of the video, you'll have clear, actionable steps to create a workplace where people actually want to be. Because if you ignore the employee experience, you won't just lose great people, you'll lose productivity, innovation, and ultimately business success. So let's make sure that doesn't happen in your workplace. Some companies just have an energy about them. As I walk in the office building of some of my clients, I can just feel that employees enjoy being there. They're motivated, engaged, and actually care about their work. Then there are companies where employees drag themselves in. Employees count the hours, and then they leave the second they can. But what makes the difference? There are many things that can contribute to this, but I want to start by talking about workplace culture and leadership. Because every workplace has an unspoken culture. The way people communicate, energy in meetings, and even how leadership respond to mistakes. If there isn't a conscious effort to shape the culture, it will shape itself, often in ways workplaces don't want. So how can you make a conscious effort to improve it? Well, to begin, companies should set the tone from the top. A workplace culture isn't built from policies and mission statements. It's built from what leaders do and show every single day. Employees don't take cues from posters on the wall. They take cues from their managers, the executives, and the behaviors they see rewarded or ignored. If leaders say they value work-life balance, but then send emails in the middle of the night, employees might feel they're expected to be available 24/7. So if a company wants to improve its culture, the first step isn't a new HR policy, it's leadership making a conscious effort to lead by example. So here's a few things leaders can do. Well, leaders need to model the behavior they want to see. If they want employees to be open to feedback, they should actively seek it themselves. If they want a culture of respect, leaders must demonstrate it first. If you're a leader, reinforce the behaviors you want to see. Culture starts at the top. But even with culture in the right place, there's more that can make or break the employee experience. And if you get this wrong, no amount of great leadership will fix it. If there's one thing that can quietly drain motivation, kill productivity, and ruin the employee experience, it's the lack of support for workplace well-being. I've seen just how things like well-being workshops and initiatives can boost morale, bring people together, and overall improve the employee experience. Some companies assume that as long as employees are well paid and fairly treated, they'll be fine. But even the best jobs become unbearable when people feel constantly drained, overwhelmed, or unable to switch off. If work is constantly bleeding into personal time, eating away at energy, and causing stress, it doesn't matter how great leadership is, people won't last. So how do you create a work environment where people can perform at their best and their health and well-being is taken seriously? Well, it's not enough to just talk about employee well-being. It has to be built into the way a company operates. That means creating an environment where people value their health and well-being and take actionable steps to support it. But let's be real, most companies don't prioritize this. That's why at Loving Life, we make it seamless by running wellbeing workshops and webinars that actively support the health and well-being of employees. When companies take the right steps, the benefits go far beyond the employee experience. They improve engagement, team morale, and overall business performance. And a good way to encourage well-being is by keeping track of the well-being events that happen throughout the year. So I've put together a free downloadable well-being calendar, which you can get from the first link in the description box. But if you want to improve the employee experience, you have to take employee well-being seriously. A great employee experience isn't just about how people feel at work. Today, it's about whether they see a future in the company. When employees feel stuck and stagnant, it's one of the reasons talented employees leave. On the other hand, when companies prioritize career growth, employees stay longer, work harder, and contribute more because they know they're working towards something. So how can companies create a growth-focused employee experience without overcomplicating it? Well, too many companies assume career growth means climbing the corporate ladder. That's not what every employee wants. Some just want new skills, fresh challenges, or opportunities to learn. So here's a few things companies can do to support career growth. First, have regular check-ins. Don't wait for annual reviews. Ask employees, where do you want to grow? And how can we support that? Then take action to help them. Secondly, give employees the tools to better themselves. It's frustrating when employees want to develop but don't have access to the right resources. And thirdly, budget for learning. Support employees with workshops, conferences, and initiatives for them to grow. And encourage skill development. An example of this is something like the Million Makers campaign with the King's Trust. As an ambassador for the King's Trust, I've seen how this has helped thousands of employees. Employees work in teams to create exciting campaigns to raise funds for a charity that is helping to support young people. And I've personally seen how empowering this is for employees, and it's been incredible to watch them through this journey. A strong employee experience isn't just about the present, it's about making them excited for the future. A great employee experience isn't just about career growth or leadership, it's also about the space where people spend their time. If the work environment feels stressful, uninspiring, or uncomfortable, it impacts focus, energy, and overall job satisfaction. So how can companies create an environment that supports rather than drains? Well, workplaces should create an environment that has natural elements like plants and good lighting to make the space more inviting, if that's possible. And while you're here, say hello to plant Vera in the back here. It's my yucca plant. But workplaces should also encourage movement, have lounge spaces, and open areas to help break the monotony if possible. And why not let employees have some control over their workplace, whether it's personalizing their desk or choosing where they sit in the office. Secondly, companies should address office politics and toxic behaviors early. A toxic environment isn't what an employee wants to be a part of. And thirdly, build a workplace that encourages connection. Get people together. And we've got some great workshops at Love and Life that are perfect for this. People don't just come to work to get paid, they want to feel a part of something. A great work environment is more than just a building. It's a place that inspires people and somewhere people enjoy being. Even in the best work environments, employees can't thrive if they're constantly battling outdated systems and frustrating processes. Imagine trying to do some great work, but the tools you rely on slow you down instead of helping you. Clunky software and poor communication systems don't just waste time, they kill motivation. So how can companies use technology to support, not stress, their employees? Well, technology should remove friction, not create it. If employees spend more time trying to figure out how to actually use a system rather than working, it's a problem. So here are a few suggestions that are actually quite simple. If a system is frustrating or outdated, change or update it. Choose tech that simplifies tasks, not overcomplicates them. And get feedback from employees on what's working and what's wasting time. And automate where possible. With AI continuously evolving, this is becoming easier to implement than ever. Employees should be focused on meaningful work, not drowning in boring and repetitive tasks. Great technology should make lives easier, not harder. Now, even though these 5 things will help with the employee experience, leadership aren't always on board with some of these solutions, particularly when it comes to well-being initiatives. So for 5 ways to convince leadership to take well-being seriously, you need to watch this video right here. But remember, a happy workforce is a productive workforce. Say bye to Yucca.